we are live. Welcome to what's the first? This is the first live ride with the BBC. We are riding Zwift through 2025, and we're encouraging everyone to get fit on a bike. You can watch, you can ask questions, you can chat and engage. And for a new thing for 2025, requested live from one of the viewers, why not do a live Zwift ride where we can all join you? So I was like, you know what, let's absolutely do that. So here we are for the first ride. We're riding London. It is the greatest London flat. The distance is 23.6 kilometers. There's barely any elevation, so I've managed to find a route that keeps it relatively flat. There's a few climbs. We get to take in some of the beautiful London scenery, head down the Mole, even actually get to drive through the London Underground. So if you've never been on the London Underground, now's your chance to kind of experience it virtually. We pop out, actually, for some strange reason, I think we pop out near Surrey, Boxhill, and then we head back across a couple of bridges. And yeah, so if you recognise any of the London surroundings, pop a comment in the chat. If you're watching for the first time and you don't know what this is, well, this is Zwift, the online cycling game. I'll talk a little bit about that during the ride. Joining me as the sweeper is Tim Collins from the Twitch Degens. We ride normally on Twitch. And yeah, me and Tim actually did the virtual Everesting. I better start pedaling. So me and Tim did the virtual Everesting a few years ago, where we cycled how far was it? 8,848 meters up a virtual Mount Everest, all for a good course, and it was absolutely amazing. Right, so we're going to get started. Here we go. Tim's already off. If you're watching live, let's go. And you have a Zwift membership and you've got a turbo trainer and bike set up, you can actually join us. The link is in the description. I mean, I hope you've already warmed up. That's always something that I would advise before you get started. Yeah, let's check it out. So we're going to spin for a few minutes, get nice and warmed up. I was actually spinning in the pen. And if you are joining late, that's perfectly fine. I've set the group ride up so that you can join up to 30 minutes after the start time. And when you press the start, it will join you. You will spawn with me and Tim. So yeah, so I'm personally riding at somewhere between 1.4 and 2 watts per kilogram. On this occasion though, it doesn't matter whether you are spinning at 1 watt or 1,000 watts. You will actually still manage to stay with us. It's called the rubber banding effect. London's looking pretty empty. It reminds me of 28 days later. But this is Zwift anyway. We do this indoors. It means that whatever the weather outside, it's always perfect inside. I mean, look how bright that sun is. There's no rain. I promise you, it's definitely raining here in the UK. And even if it rains in Zwift, the only wet we get is from our sweat. Hey, that kind of rhymes again. Anyway, as always, any questions in the chat or any mentions, if you're watching, lurking's fine, you can watch in silence. But if you'd like to just pop a little hi in the chat, I do like giving shout outs. And any questions, whether it's about cycling, Zwift, streaming setup, just being fit. I've just realised my screen. I did a bit of a laptop service yesterday. Cleaned the fans and put some more thermal paste onto my GPU and CPU. Right. So, as I say, this is a pretty relatively flat ride. Little bit of a climb here, 2.4%, and nothing much really. And the graph above shows that it's now leveling out, or probably even going minus. So blue is nice and easy. Then you get green, then you get yellow, orange, red. Yeah, it just indicates just how steep the climb is. And we've got a power up. I forgot to guess the power up. If you guessed and you got it, congratulations, you get 10 BBC points. You can use them in all good imaginations. Welcome, Samuel. Thank you for joining. How are you doing today? We are joined with Tim from the Army Cycling. Tim's another fellow Brit like myself. He actually works. He's actually part of our armed forces. We've been riding together on Zwift for probably about 3.5 years. I think I started a little bit earlier than Tim. Tim is much faster than me though. He races and he's strong as hell. As I say, when we did the Everesting, yeah, we were motivating each other, but Tim really pulled me through. We've been to Boxhill, so we've also met up IRL to do some cycling. That was where we did the Barhatch Lane Hill. The slope is like literally, well, it's like 23% at its steepest. Yeah, 3 years ago, that was right, Tim. And Tim's just up, he's just gone. Like I'm like, I've run out of gears already, and my legs are just spinning. And it's just vertical, and at one point, it's so steep, and I'm struggling so much, you know, you sort of like come off the bike, you know, you step down, and the incline is so steep that you can't get started and clip in time before your bike falls over. But luckily, at one point, there's like a house and there's like a little drive, entryway to the drive, so you can sort of like pull into there, start. Otherwise, you've got to go downhill and back again. And who wants to go downhill when you're climbing a 23% gradient? You look at your Garmin, and all you can see is just a solid block of red. And the steepest bit is at the end. Oh, I know, Barhatch. Oh, to be fair, that second time when we took that wrong turn, which meant that we missed Barhatch, I was so gutted. I was like, I really wanted to sort of like get my heart rate up to like a 192 and lose so much sweat that I could fill one of these. That was kind of a bonus. So what we do when we ride round, we always, what I like to do, guess the power up. I'd probably have guessed wrong on this one because I usually always guess a feather to start with. But the power ups that you get in Zwift, it's like the gamification side of the ride, so it makes the ride a little bit more, you know, exciting, especially for when you're racing. So the aero power up, that gives you, but it makes your avatar 10% more aerodynamic, so you get aerodynamic gains for around about, I think it might be 10 or 15 seconds. So perfect to execute when you're coming up to a finishing sprint. Tim, was Barhatch Lane the steepest hill you've ever climbed IRL? Or have you done it any harder? Also, that question out to the rider, anyone watching live, anyone watching on the repeat, what's the steepest bike ride or hill you've ever had to cycle up? What was the gradient? Did you manage it? Were you chasing a Strava com or a personal goal? Ugh. I mean, as hard as it is, we do love the hills. That is where you get all of your gains. If I ride more hills, I'll probably be able to catch Tim up, get closer towards Tim's level of strength and fitness. I mean, Tim's got the age advantage on me. 24% for the, I know, yeah. It's the last section of Barhatch Lane. That's the steep. But the best thing about, as I say, you have to earn the downhills. So every hill you climb, there's a downhill to enjoy. Now, I'm not sure where we are now. We're coming up towards, yeah, there's the London Eye. So we're coming up to, what's it called again? I'm not from London, obviously. Westminster. This is a replica of London. obviously minus all the people, and I think the cars are about accurate, because the last time I was in London, there was a very like noticeable absence of cars because of the congestion zones, the clean air zones. So this is probably, well, I hope it is, it's probably the steepest of the climbs, apart from when we come out of the subway. We rode up the escalator, so 5%, nothing taxing. But if you look at the colourful graph just below here, yeah, you'll see how it's changed colour to yellow and green, because the effort is getting a little bit harder. So the turbo trainer, it adjusts the difficulty as you pedal. And you can see my watts. If you look at where you can see me sideways on the bike, just above, 195 watts right now, 201. And all the other metrics are there: heart rate, RPMs, average power, and my current watts per kilogram. So I'm a little bit higher than advertised, but that's okay. Yeah. Sorry, Tim, I missed that chat. Yeah, I was unintentionally taking away the hard work that Tim puts in, day to day, week to week. You can't just want to be faster and stronger. You have to earn it. A little bit of downhill. So, as I say, when you're riding, it doesn't always have to be a race. This is like a leisurely ride. I mean, I'm not feeling 100%. I actually popped to the gym earlier as well. Had a bit of an hour workout, steam and sauna. Come back and I'm like, been a bit tired. So I'm so glad that I cancelled the live at 5 and pushed it to live streaming it at 6. Doesn't quite rhyme. But yeah, so ride to however you feel. And I basically about picking different routes on Zwift. If you're feeling that you want to go to riding but you don't want it to be too taxing, you can just pick a flat route that doesn't have any hills. What my go-to flat ride is Tempest Fugit. It's like riding through the Fugo Flats. 52 meters of elevation, or maybe 49. Somewhere between 49 and 52 meters of elevation across the entirety of that route. And you get round in, I can't remember my times now. Do you remember the distance of Tempest, Tim? Is it about 14, 15 kilometers? So on the subject of training, what I was hoping to do today was to share some of my training goals or plans for the year ahead. What about you, Tim? What have you got in mind, or any top tips you can give to anyone who's either new to cycling or getting back and looking to improve and advance? I think I might have to fire off my power up in a bit. I'll be coming up to the mall. If you look closely, you might see the king in a Buck Palace to the left. It's usually lurking about in one of the top windows. Can you see him? Top left. Hi, Charles. He's probably getting ready for his TT race on Zwift. I think that might be, I'm probably going to get it wrong. I want to say Regent's Park to the left. It's probably not, but one of the Royal Parks. I'm pretty certain that's where the London Zoo is as well, but I could be wrong. If anyone knows and would like to correct me, please do. Tim, do you fancy doing some sprints? Not necessarily right now, but throughout the remaining 17.5 kilometres we've got. Thank you, Dave, for the ride on. Much appreciated. You'll see my heart rate has settled down at just over 140 beats per minute. Heart rate is just above me. Nothing too taxing. 1.7 watts per kilogram. I'm not sure what that year and a half was for now, Tim. Yeah, a 20-second delay. I've got a film in between asking the question. Okay, so yes to some sprints. Okay, cool. Either let me know when. I mean, probably not do it for the next 5 kilometres. I don't want to burn myself out before we get the halfway mark. Talking of which, 17 kilometres left to go. So this is actually quite perfect because I do the bulk or the heaviest. All right, and let's do this sprint. See, if Tim says sprint or do something, I have this thing where if Tim asks me to do something, cycling, I always try to say yes as a default. That's how we ended up doing like an Everesting in my first year of cycling in Zwift and first year of road cycling. So we're doing this sprint. I guess we go at the marker. Is that right? Let's charge it up. Go at the marker. Have you got a power up? Here we go. Oh. Oh, that was so close. To be fair, I didn't think I'd be that close to you, Tim. Felt like riding through treacle though. So I've got another aero again. Forgot to guess. Whew. You notice my heart rate's gone up to 170. But that's okay. We can cool down and recover. Nothing like a nice sprint after 7 kilometre warm up. Ooh. Give me a minute. Let me recover. I need to save some of this oxygen for recovery rather than commentary. If you're watching live and you have a Zwift set up, you can join us, me and Tim, riding Zwift in London. Links are in the description. If you're watching on mobile and you're not sure how to get to the description, Android, top right corner of the screen, you will see 3 ellipses, like the 3 dots. Press that, it brings up more menus. If you're watching on desktop, I'm sure you already know how to find the description. This is just an archway, isn't it? It's not a gate for 29-second delay. See, I tested it on Sunday when I was updating a stream, and it was about 20 seconds. I did have to update my OBS settings. I think the bit rate was lower than what YouTube recommended. So I hope the quality is good and the sound. Music is a mix of artists who kindly share their music royalty free. The links are in the description. Please check them out. If you like any of the tracks that are playing, you might also like some of their other tracks. And yeah, I think it's great that they get to share their music. That's not a gate ahead, is it? Right, okay, I feel like I'm recovered now. I can get out the grey and get back into the blue. 3.3 kilometres ahead of the stream. Okay, the look and the sound sounds great. I mean, I'm trying not to speak as loudly as I normally would. So normally if I'm streaming, I'd have the mic a little bit further away, but I have it high enough because I've got a big fan in front of me so I don't get any background fan noise. Oh, okay. So on that last one, Tim, because you went go for it, I was like, should we go at the marker? So I kind of, obviously I charged it up. No, charged up the sprint. But I didn't physically start sprinting until we got to the marker. So I'm trying to think, is it better for you to call it or for me to call it? Should we do another sprint when we get to 10 kilometres? Or if there's a sprint line just before? So back to the topic for today, training. I've reduced my training schedule, so now I focus the bulk of my power training, like weight training, for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Well, I condense it into an hour. I do a solid hour. If you want to look at my workouts, you can see all of my data, rides, workouts, swims on Strava. 3 to 4 bike rides at the moment. That will be going back up to the normal 5 as my fitness gets back to its normal levels. Couple of yoga classes through the week. Dennis Morton is the man. And some resistance bands at home, like just, you know, like not every day, but the occasional day when I feel a little bit of home workout. But mostly it's cycling, swimming 3 to 4 times a week, gym 2 days a week, and a relatively balanced diet, I think. My diet's pretty healthy. I don't really eat junk food. Organic where I can. Always much prefer to make my own meals rather than buy something out of a packet or takeaway. Okay, I call it Tim will see the numbers. Oh yes, I guess that's more instant. Yeah, you'll see the numbers in game. So what Tim means is, actually, where's the, I confused myself then for a moment. I was looking for the, this number list above my head here. I was looking, it's normally all the way down here, because there's obviously thousands of people riding, but it's just me and Tim at the moment. So if you look at the numbers above here, you'll see our power numbers read out. And obviously when you put out a load of power, those numbers go red or orange. So it's a good indicator that someone is sprinting. There's lots of in-game tips and tricks that you can use in order to sort of like gauge what's happening in a ride or in a group ride. And one of those is looking at the group riders nearby or riders in the group menu. This one that's just above me. So we're not now, I can see Tim's doing 1.6 watts per kilogram. I'm doing 1.21, so it's probably a bit slow actually. Let's pick it up a bit. You can see our distance. You can also see that Tim is from Romania, but not really. Just likes the flag. Sprint for banners. Okay, we're going to sprint for banners. We will sprint for the banners. So when the sprint sections come up, that's when we're sprint. And I will charge it up. But I think I'm going to properly sprint when we get to the actual start of the marker. So Tim, do you have any tips, training wise? Or do you want to share any of your plans for getting fitter, stronger, maybe winning some more races on Army Cycling or Wolfhounds is your new tag. Bit of a climb coming. Gradient's changing to yellow, 2%, 3%, 4, 3, 2. Blue at the end. See if we can work out what part of London we're at now. You're riding Virtual London with the Black British Cyclist, Ken Dizzle, and Tim Collins of Army Cycling. This is giving back to the YouTube community. Thank you for watching my streams and participating in the chats, the comments, the likes, the subscribes. You requested it, I delivered. Group Ride London, let's go. I could be a radio DJ, couldn't I? I think I had that announcement proper on time. Back to the days of being an MC. Doesn't mean mad cyclist. Middle mic controller. Yeah, absolutely. Nice points there, Tim. Just enjoy it until you figure out what you want to do. Whether it's just fitness or group rides or races, just enjoy it. Zwift has some mega training plans as well. The Army E-Series starts next Monday. And Tim's getting ready. Well, he's getting really into his tri. So Tim jumped onto the triathlete scene. Was that a couple of years ago, Tim, or was that was before 2024, wasn't it? Great tips there Tim shared. Hope you can use some of that. I will be talking about some of the Zwift training plans at a later stage. I've done multiple times. So Tim uses Zwift to as something to watch while he also trains, which is kind of what I hope some of you are also here for. Keep it positive, enjoy the ride, enjoy the vibe. If you're nervous about getting on a bike, you've not done it for a while, what could be easier than on a bike that's just static, on a turbo trainer? I mean, I have, should I say this? Do you remember New Year's Eve doing the Everesting? My rear derailleur hanger snapped. Obviously I was putting out so many watts up that hill that, yeah, so then the bike fell off. I come crashing. Honestly thought that was the end of the Everesting attempt, and it was like the start of lap 7. But yeah, so try it out on Zwift, and you don't have to worry about wearing lycra or wearing the right clothing or the conditions being right. You can jump on, don't have to share your profile, you don't have to stream, you can just ride with strangers who you'll never meet. So Tim did so he went into his try half-heartedly. But you had fun though, Tim. Jason's commented, welcome Jason. Triathlon is where it's at. Also good to see you kept your word on the group ride. Unfortunately I'm stuck at work and couldn't get in today, but still supporting the channel. You know what? It's about watching, chatting, learning something, and we've also added that other element of ride with me, so that's all good. I'm actually going to do more of these. I might maybe start off monthly or bi-weekly, see how it goes. It's all fun. Tim's here, we all get to ride together. Work always comes first anyway. Everesting was something. I probably am the only one to have crashed. Crashed on a turbo trainer. If you want to see the video clip, it's somewhere in my videos. Okay, Tim's gonna smash it. Tim, I'm gonna actually come out and watch you one of your events this year. Definitely, I'll come and give you some support. Maybe I'll do an interview with you, Tim. Put it on my podcast. Feels like there should be a sprint coming up soon, Tim. We're in the last 10 kilometers. Oh, I love this. Seriously, this is the best. I mean, I haven't been to work today. I've had a day off. You know, I finished work. I can jump on Zwift, jump online, talk to myself. Sometimes people join in and are watching as well, but either way, I'm always having fun. And getting fit, getting stronger, burning calories at the same time. What more could you ask for? I think maybe a little bit later on in the year, Tim, I think I'll be ready to do some races after March, maybe April into May. Quick City, quick races. Waiting for the quick races to be confirmed. But triathlon wise, you're racing Valencia, Bolton, and possibly Weymouth. I've not been to Valencia for years. Trip to Spain. I can do Bolton. Or Weymouth, actually. Trying to get my bearings, actually. Weymouth is like down south, and that like next to Hampshire or something. You know what? If it wasn't for my ankle, I always planned to get into tri. I've hated running, but I realised I was actually quite good at distance running because of my overall level of fitness. And I used to run an hour or do an hour on a cross trainer every gym session anyway, and I've always cycled. So it wasn't until I did what was it? 12 miles, like a half marathon almost, and did it relatively without any struggle. No, pacing was good. I was like, oh, okay, I can. Actually, it might have been 10 miles. I can't remember. Kilometers, miles. 10 miles. It was okay. It was 24 times round the track. Dorset. Okay, I was in the right vicinity. In fact, yeah, I was right, wasn't I? In Dorset next to Hampshire. Oh yeah, and for anyone who's not from the UK, you're probably thinking, Weymouth. 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 Portsmouth. We don't say mouth when it's a place, it's muff. Portsmouth. Weymouth. Tidfell. I'm joking, that's in Wales. Oh, okay. What is it? It's not a Ribble, is it? Ribble. Or is it like a custom? I love my Ribble bikes. Got 2 Ribbles. One's a Ribble Endurance, which I did a personal review for. And the other one is the Ribble CGR. Love that one as well. It's like a cyclocross. Dolan TR1. I've not heard of that one. I might have to take a look after I finish this one. Tim, I was going to say, I was about to lie about not having a power up, but then I realised Tim's probably watching me as well on YouTube. In fact, you are watching me on YouTube. So you not only know, actually, you won't know when I fired it because of the latency. Like we've done a circle back round, we can see the London Eye in the distance, which, if my bearings are right, should put the Houses of Parliament also slightly just ahead of us. Is that Big Ben coming up? Are we going past Parliament now on the left? How far ahead is the London Eye? Is this London Bridge? Is it? It is, isn't it? Have we just come past Parliament? Yeah, we haven't. We're coming up to, so on the right is the, is it the Royal Children's Hospital? London Eye to the left. Also Madame Two Swords and the London Dungeon. No, I think we only go towards Boxhill. We go to the start and then you cut off again. So yeah, that probably make you think there's no way I'm doing Boxhill right now. That's like 9 or 10 minutes of grading that you don't want towards the end. Just like doing a Group B of Stage 3 Tour de Zwift last week. It featured the grade at the end. So here we go, we're going through the London Underground like a womble. Here we go. Keep to the left, Tim, keep to the left. Actually, it's keep to the right, isn't it? Keep to the right, keep to the left, keep to the left, keep to the right. I don't know why Londoners have their own personal rules for the tube. So this is I don't know, maybe it's the Victoria line. No, it's the Zwift line. So you get to ride through a virtual London Underground. But you never thought you'd be doing this when you joined today, did you, Jason? So this actually is part of the route from the London 2012 Olympics, which did actually take the riders up to Dorking, the Surrey Hills, for Boxhill. Naturally, it chops out a fair portion until you get here. This is Boxhill. Me and Tim have ridden this route multiple times. We know that that's coming off the roundabout, or was this the roundabout coming up ahead? Yeah, so here's a roundabout. So we park literally just behind us, about another 400 metres. We come to this roundabout. Is it looking familiar, Tim? Yeah, we're sprint up the steps. Oh, look at that climb, but we're not doing that. I'm sure we turn off. I hope we do. Yeah, so we turn around the roundabout. There's a pub on your right. There's also a pub and car park on the left. Oh. Sprinting from here. Are you sprinting? Hold on. Sprint back up the steps. Yeah, up the steps. And this is the old London Road. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we was doing some repairs to the actual. I don't think it was the bell. It's the bell that's called Big Ben. I think there was repairs to the tower or to the actual clock. Ugh. If you look on the map, just above me, You can see there's like a right hand branch up. That is the actual route to Boxhill. We should hopefully be going straight on and then circling back towards London. If you want to watch the video of me going up Boxhill, Tim's in it as well. You'll see that in my playlist. So turn right now, you get to Boxhill. Okay, awesome. Oh, I'm so grateful we're not going up Boxhill right now. But you know what? I'm going to schedule it for one of these live rides. I'm going to do a Boxhill, beat my personal record, which is just under 10 minutes. It's downhill now. Chance to really open up the lungs. Recovery back to the legs. Keep it spinning now. 4.5 kilometers left. Whew. I feel good now. I feel second wind has kicked in. Supposed to get a bit, supposed to get a, I suppose I better get a bit of recovery in, and then the hill turns up. So if you like, I can get some draft on Tim. Actually, does drafting actually work in a rubber banding? It's only 4%. So the route that I created for when we came down to Boxhill the first time, it takes in 6 of the Surrey Hills. Barhatch Lane and Boxhill is one of them. Leaf Hill and some others. But we start off, well, there's a little climb at the start, unfortunately, but there's a nice downhill bit, gradual bit, steady climb. So we get a good 5 or 6 kilometers of warm up, some nice downhill bits, rolling bits, chance to really warm the legs up, get the blood warmed up and the heart rate flowing. Then we start Boxhill. And it's something about that. Remember the first time we got to Boxhill, Tim? As you get closer, you're like, I know. Me personally, you're like, oh, smiles on your face. You can see other cyclists and you're like, because I've only ever ridden it on Zwift, like virtually. So to me, it was something special to actually go and see and ride it IRL. Get my heart rate down a bit. And then Tim loved it so much, after the first climb he went straight back down again and rode it back up again. Welcome Phil, Crank Green Rocks. Yeah, it's been great, thanks. This was a special request ride along with the BBC for anyone to join us on this virtual ride. I picked the London route, just why not? There's as many US, I've got as many US regular viewers as UK and other countries. Let's make it stereotypically Ride England. This is Tim. Tim's actually one of my fellow cyclists. We ride We've been riding together on Zwift for about 4 years or so now, just over 3 years. And we've actually met up and ridden this route in real life a few times. And we did an Everesting together as well, the virtual Everesting. So Tim's really helped me improve in cycling. Pushes me to ride harder, longer. Even got me involved in some races as well. I think the first one was a TT, individual time trial. That was good. Tried to strategize, do some planning, and yeah, I enjoyed that. That was really fun. And then it made me want to just train harder. So if you can get a buddy to train with, someone to work against, that's all good. Yeah. And about me or Tim, follow us both. Join us on Twitch Degens if you want. There's a bigger community of us over on Zwift. All different ages, all got different ailments. I mean, I think probably 70% of us have got some sort of injury or condition. Well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Zwift pretty much like levels the field, sorts you into categories, you know, A, B, C, and D, or D, C, B, and A. The whole route. Can do if you want. I mean, we need to cool down, so I think the actual entire route is maybe 23, 24, including the leading. I don't need the badge, but I definitely keep rolling. Yeah. The TT. Yeah. I mean, his avatar on have you still got that on X, Twitter? Tim on a TT bike. Well, we're back in the underground. Definitely the Victoria line, red. Right, we've got to sprint up these stairs. Here we go. Oh. Seated sprint. Oh, nice effort, Tim. See, if Tim wasn't here, there's no way I would have done that. I mean, I spin up it, but I don't sprint up it. Look at that red tower, right at the end. And we're going to do the closing speech. There's a gherkin in the distance. Get my breath back. I think you read that, Tim, by a mile. I've done like crit city races in Zwift. Got my first podium on a crit city. I think it was Dolphin. Okay, right, let's go. I don't know if I've got it in me to sprint the finish line, Tim. If there even is one. It's probably not, because I don't think it's the actual end of the route. Anyway, this has been Ride Along with the BBC and Timmy C. Sharing the Zwift, sharing the cycling love, getting fit in 2025 on your bikes, virtual rides, live at 5 on YouTube Mondays and Thursday, although it was 6 today, but Mondays and Thursdays live at 5. Join me, the Black Cyclist, cycling Zwift, getting fit, chats as I cycle, all questions replied to, and shout outs if you want it. Let's go. Boom. There we go. I'm still not quite recovered from that stair sprint. So me and Tim are gonna keep spinning for probably about another 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. To me, I like to do an hour zone 2 on a Monday. Warm the legs up, ready for what's ahead of the week. If you like what you saw, there's a button somewhere down there. Have a think about if you'd like to press that and show some appreciation. It is something that we really do appreciate as creators. And if you like the content a little bit more and you'd like to see some more, there's another button down there as well somewhere. I think it's called subscribe. Right now, we do a get a power up, and then I'll see you on Thursday. I reckon aero. Oh, it's a draft. Hope you got it right. London Loop. Thank you for watching. Jason, thank you for joining. Also, Phil, thank you for joining. Obviously, Tim, thank you for being the sweeper on this ride and helping us just enjoy